Sarah 13. St. John of God was born and died on March 8, so the church decreed that that would be his feast day. He was born in Casarrubios del Monte in Toledo, Spain in 1495. Others say that he was born in Portugal. His mother was Christian and his father was Jewish. From the age of 8, he lived and worked until 1532 in the house of the steward of the Count of Oropesa, Francisco Mayoral, in Toledo, Spain. There he received a Christian education and studies appropriate to his time, which he shared with his fellow countryman and friend, Saint Alonso de Orozco, in the same environment and family. One day in 1534, Juan Ciudad, as he was called, who was a street vendor of religious books, heard St. John of Avila preach, and at that moment he suffered such a spiritual shock that he began to scream and was taken for a madman. He was admitted to the Royal Hospital, where he suffered the same treatment given to insane people: dark cells, tied up, treated with whips, surprise baths. While confined, he became aware of his mission, and upon leaving the hospital, he placed himself under the spiritual direction of St. John of Avila. Thus began his training process. He received training in nursing in the General Hospital of the Order of the Geronomites, one of the best schools of nurses and pharmacy that existed at that time. It was then that he decided to found a hospital where all the staff would see Christ himself in the sick. In the middle of the 16th century, between 1538 and 1539, he founded the hospitaller order that now bears his name. Through the hospitals he founded, he introduced a revolutionary form of care and laid the foundations for a new model of care for the sick and most vulnerable, granting them the dignity they had as people through a humane and hospital treatment that was unknown until then. He taught by example that certain patients must first have their souls cured if their bodies were to be cured. He was an innovator in caring for the sick in a deep and close way, but also at an organizational level, separating the sick by ailments and giving one bed per sick person, a practice that established the medical and hospital care that we know today. John of God never became a priest. The hospital order, founded under his spirituality, is not a clerical order either, which does not prevent them for being, some of them, priests. The brothers of the order are generally religious, not priests. It is a lay order. Their main purpose is not to be priests, but brothers at the service of others. Exceptionally, some may be ordained priests in hospitality. For this reason, since the origins of the Hospitaller order, there have always been priests from the institution itself for the care and spiritual and religious accompaniment of the people cared for in their centers. Today, the religious of the Hospitaller Order of St. John of God continue to care for all sick people on all continents with excellent results, always using the methods of kindness and understanding that St. John of God taught them. He was proclaimed patron of hospitals, nurses, and sick because he sought to bring all the sick to God with the certainty that with God we always win.